This is Paul. Yes. hmm it's 7:22, and I found out something that I think is important to my own personal life. Yes. The smallest thoughts that we have, they originate from the brain that we were given. See, on this phone, yes, I took the SD card from this phone. Yep. And I put it in this phone so as to make videos. But while I was uploading the videos, yes, I made a new file. Yeah. And every time I put 5 videos on the YouTube, I moved them from one file to another file so that the actual camera file in the phone, it shows that there's no videos in there. I moved them all to another file called the videos that I've uploaded. Yes. Now, this morning I was thinking about my brain. You have one of those if you're watching this. Yeah. It's the brain that was in your skull at the time of your birth. Yeah. And it changes to a certain extent from the time that you're born until 25 years old. You get a fully matured male or female brain. And that's the brain that you get for the rest of your matured, yes, adult life. Yeah. From 18 to 25, you're idiots. Now, let's say, yes, that you had the availability of the use of technology, yes, to affect the functioning of your brain. It's known as the brain matter. Yes, it has a different density than the actual skin of your body. Yes. In fact, if I was to look at myself, I would say that if I took my brain out of my skull, yes, all the physical attributes of my person, yes, are just a covering, yes, for what is known as my brain matter. Now, somebody's gotten this confused, thinking that they could mutate a brain. They could change it, yes, as if the brain that you got at the time of your birth, yeah, is so much different, yes, than the brain that you have today. Now, my thought was that I actually like my brain. I've had it for my whole life, yeah, and somebody had this idea that we could use technology, yes, to change the brains of people, yes, because the technologist would say that the computer is smarter than the brain. Now, just looking at it, yeah, the brain, yes, happens to be right here. Yes. See, I have a nose, a mouth, I have eyes. Yes. But there's the white matter, the gray matter, the furrow, oops, the convulsion. Yeah. The membranes, the bone, and the skin. Now, I have one of these inside of my skull. Yes. Yes. And they've done a lot of study on the medulla oblongata, my internal organs. Yes. My sight is back here, the occipital lobe. Yes. Parietal lobe. Yes. Skin sensation and muscles. There's hearing, speaking, thinking. Yeah. The frontal lobe. And then there's the tasting, the smelling. Yes. All the different parts of my physical body are connected to my brain. And the brain has the availability of interpreting, yes, the sensations of my nerve endings. Now, a lot of people said, "Well, I took your genitals." Oh, you did? Yes. As far as I know, they're still attached to my body, as if my sexual nerve endings were separated from my brain, and that you have the availability of taking my brain, yes, that are attached to my sexual nerve endings, and you can make them. Well, I'm absolutely sure that nobody has removed my brain. Yes. I would have noticed if there was a large void, yes, inside of my skull. Now we're going to talk about house smart right now. See, you're idiots. Yes. I have a $1 trillion brain. It's one of these brains that thinks about how to sue you and have you put in prison. And I've been working with it my whole life. For 49 years, I've been using this brain From the time of my birth until today, yes, I keep using my brain. Now, for all of you that thought, well, we'll just take we'll take his genitals and we'll make them our own. We'll use his thoughts, his sex, his brain for our sexuality. It doesn't work. I happen to know that my sexual nerve endings are still attached to my body. Yes, and my brain is still in my skull.